Welcome to True Stream, another issue of Hellstream. We're back with Heather Holmes, our good friend, and we're here to discuss this cool little device that I'm kind of new to, and it's old hat for Heather,
Okay,
but
I'm
it's
wearing
called the
mine too.
Healy. So, so with that, hi Heather, how are you?
Hi, Scott. Hi, Joe. It's so great to see you guys again. I missed you.
Missed you
So,
too. Yeah. Yeah.
so happy Sunday to everybody out there. And I am very happy to be back because we've actually been trying to figure out when we wanted to show you this incredible thing. And really, you've seen me with the probiotic stuff. And before we go any further, if you have watched the videos with me with the probiotics, please, please, please use the 20% discount code, which is TruthStream, all capitals, a dash, and 218. I also have 128. And I think I have 123 because we can't figure out how to get you guys to use the code. So just maybe they'll put it below,
We will have it
just to
again.
remind you. But I don't know why you don't want to save money, but I would really love for you to save some money. So
Yeah,
maybe
for
you
those
felt
that
badly for me because I told you it's expensive for us to run these programs. I don't know. God bless you for that, but I would like to share that with
Yeah,
you.
and just in case you haven't seen the other shows with Heather, she's got a line of amazing products, P2 Probiotics, and they're just a game changer. So I encourage you to check out those videos here on Rumble or I believe YouTube as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So without further ado, what we're going to talk about today, and since you are all enlightened people watching, you may have already delved into the frequency world, perhaps, and many of you may already have some things that you use for frequency. I tried to do this before and we couldn't hear it, but we all know what frequency is because if I bang that, I know you can't hear it because we have noise canceling in our microphones, but
right.
normally, like I can hear the chime going for a very long time. And this type of healing has been around for a very long time. So tuning these type of forks have frequency forks have been at certain hertz levels. So people resonate and cells resonate at different levels. The challenge with this is it's one frequency for everybody. And um, the challenge and the most important thing is I don't know about you, but I want something just to read me. I want something to tell me exactly what's going on with me. And I don't, it's not that I don't care about anybody else, but it's like putting on your oxygen mask. You want to take care of yourself first. And the reason that I even got involved with this is because I wanted to infuse frequencies into our probiotics before they go out. And we do. So you get that way. And I also wanted something that was portable. So we talk a lot about the quantum, right? And there are a lot of people that talk about the quantum. We know the quantum financial system, if any of you follow that. And you understand that this is something that is off planet, right? It's something that is in the etheric. And so I talk about the quantum as it relates to your etheric body, okay? Your spirit body, and the reason I talk about it that way is because um, we are full of frequency and vibration. We are naturally walking around this way. And we have this ribbon like this of scalar waves going through each of our chakras through us. And this is in a constant movement. And so what ends up happening is we are emitting frequency and vibration every single second of the day. And those of us that have higher intuition or special gifts, we can walk into a room and we can automatically sense the entire vibration and frequency in that room. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about because we've had conversations about this. But I'll ask right now, Scott and Joe, what have you experienced? Like, have like you know, we were having a conversation before this, and we were talking about a particular person, and that when those people were in the room, the energy completely shifted to not a positive thing, right?
Yes.
And the other thing is, Scott, I know that you have done a boatload of energy healing for a very long time, and I have too. And I'm just curious, um, in that energy healing, and you've done a lot. Do you think that there is a benefit to looking at yourself beyond the physical? Looking at yourself um, very much so from a spiritual, etheric perspective, something that can do that for you, and communicate with your body that way, and look at your mental, look at your emotional, because you're all made up of that, right? Those four
Entirely.
components.
I mean,
So
what Heather's referring to, I've been doing energy work for about 30 years now. I can't believe it's been that long.
a long time.
And I use muscle testing to basically get the mind out of the situation and ask the body questions directly. And the work regards, first we're an organism, and then we're organ systems, and then we're organs, and then those organs are made up of cells and so on and so forth down the line. Ultimately, we're made up of mostly space because there's a lot of space around that atom. But that's another conversation. But the difference between a liver cell and a brain cell has mostly everything to do with frequency. It's the frequency of energy that behaves differently that kind of defines a thing. And so what happens in the healing process is that that flow of energy gets disrupted for one reason or another. And so the work that I've been practicing over the years deals with getting that energy to flow again, so to remove any energy blockages, and it's really quite profound. But it doesn't get so much into the spiritual and emotional side of things. It's rather clinical in that regard, and I've always felt that was kind of a missing link, a missing component. And I've probably fantasized about a device that would scan your frequency, or frequencies as it were, and diagnose these blockages, and then do something about it. I mean, an inverse frequency or whatnot to free up the flow of that energy. And it would appear that that's what this device does. So
I couldn't have said it better.
it's amazing.
I think that um, you know, there, like I said, maybe you already use a device now, and there have been people that have had Rife machines that have used um the Terawan, use different things, and I the EEC, is it the EEC system? What's
Yes.
that? Yeah. So they're going to capture a certain piece of the frequency picture. And I was looking for something that I felt would capture everything. And because, like with my probiotic products, I want things that go to the source. I don't want a band aid. I don't want part of the equation or the story. I want it all. And just like we're feeling right now, we want all the truth, right? We want to, like, just get out with it. Like, we want it now. And so anyway, this is an amazing thing because, first of all, it's portable. So this is called the Healy, and you may have seen it before, you may not. But what I love about this is that I can take it everywhere with me. The other devices are cumbersome compared to this. Um, but aside from the portability, what I really liked about it is it looks at you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So you're getting the entire picture of yourself. Now, um, you might say, well, I kind of feel like I do that when I meditate, or, there are certain things that I do that I feel I can connect myself to 5D and so on and so forth. That's awesome. But think about the fact that if you have something like this is this could get you even further, because this is like Reiki on steroids. It is many, many things. It's like having acupuncture for your body. It is EMF protection. It has a program for pineal gland. We talk about pineal gland and how important that is, right, for source connection. So it has programs for your lymph nodes, stem cell, Ayurvedic medicine, chakras. And I think you've been using the chakra program quite a bit,
Yeah.
right, Scott?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I wanted to point out, you mentioned those other systems, and we know there are certain beneficial frequencies for healing. We'll listen to binaural music or
Yep.
different frequencies to stimulate different things. But when it comes to the complexity of our physiology, it's really not a one size fits all, and we're in an environment where we're constantly encountering, we're being assailed by toxins and
Yep.
all kinds of things that both physically and emotionally that can really cause disruptions. And it's very specific the frequency that's gonna counteract that effect.
Or
And
frequencies,
right,
right?
so
Maybe you
so
need.
I like, what appeals to me is the idea that this device hones in on which frequencies are going to be specific to what's going on with your body, kind of like the energy work that I do, and then it focuses on that. It's not a catch-all. So it really takes it to another level because it's so personalized. And I think you mentioned you develop a relationship with this thing. It's kind of like a pet.
You really do.
Yeah.
Like you miss it if you're not using it.
And it's true.
And I have had a friend who's like negative Nelly, and I kept saying to him, it's not working for you because you are so negative. And he, it's not working. It's just like, I'm like, Healy knows that. Like it senses that. And it's like, no, 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 boo boo, I'm not gonna help you. Right. So this really, getting back to what you just said, um it's not a one-stop shop. You cannot do a one-stop shop. When we so I told you about this when we were talking about putting it on, but picture this. Your body is in a constant flow of energy, emitting frequency, emitting vibration. The chi is running the energy through your body, through your cells, and um, it your body knows it has imbalances, but it's not able to correct those imbalances. And so, what it's doing with this device as a conduit, it's feeding the information into here. It's got a patented quantum sensor. So, it's feeding the information from your body, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Um, and it says, I have these imbalances. Healy is working as a conduit to pull in those frequencies and vibrations to give to your body to help it heal the imbalances. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it literally is a process of feeding in, pulling in, feeding back out. And so I run a scan every day, and Healy will come up with the 5 top things that are going on and give you a percentage of what's happening. And I pay attention to that because that's what my body says is going on. So I'm not trying to change it or do anything. There are over 10 million frequencies built into this. It's built off of Timewaver technology. Timewaver technology is the originator of this. And it goes back 25 years. So the frequencies through medicine, through physicians, through disease states have all been cataloged. And so the Timewaver costs $25,000 to $50,000. The practitioners have it, and they went to Marcus Spilsky, who is a German quantum physicist, Buddhist monk. I can barely even say that, but wrap your head around that. So
Kind of guy.
we all, I just dropped it. Well, anyway, we all know about German engineering, right? So this is as precise as it gets for frequency. So the encompassing all of the Tesla, all of the Rife, all of, so it didn't leave any of that, and the scalar, it didn't leave any of that out. And the device is, the highest one has 229 programs and goes down. The company came out with something called Mag-Healy. Mag-Healy is a phenomenal product for that you put into your environment. Think of your workplace, think of a school, think of your house, think of your car, like wherever. It's about the size of a smoke alarm. And what's cool about that is, I know some other products have talked about this, but it's got 24 different programs for water. It's got programs for plants. It's got programs to make you feel good for the day. It helps your pets. I love that device, and there is a special pet app you can get for it. But I'm thinking in terms of ease of use, I like the idea of the MagHealy in combination with the portable device. And I'll tell you why. And that is that it's like a yin yang. It's a beautiful orchestra. So you're literally like, when I think about EMFs and everything else, I love this thing for taking care of the EMFs. All of the stuff that hits us. And I look at it and say, if I have that in my environment and I'm able to do this for my internal part, connect me to spirit, and I've got all of the resonance and frequencies around me, there's no way I can't stay in 5D. It would be impossible for me to keep my vibration high and stay in 5D. There's not anything else that's going to do that for you. Nothing. And I meditate, as I'm sure many people do, as I'm sure you do. I can get to a certain level, but let's face it. I'm in the car, somebody cuts me off. I'm upset now. I try not to be, that goes into my body. I get in a fight with my spouse, that goes into my body. I party too hard, it goes in, affects my body. I'm not saying I did, but I'm just saying. So I see you laughing, so I like don't say that. And and then all of these things, but they could be sitting there for a long time. They could be in your Akashic records. You could have been carrying around all of this weight, and it's in your DNA, it's in your cells, it's in your genes, it's in your mitochondria. Like it literally is sitting in there and you don't even know it.
Absolutely.
And imagine lightening your load, because now you're in complete connection to the etheric on with something that can actually pull in the frequencies you need to help heal all that. And that goes to your emotional and your physical, but you cannot do anything for the body without connecting to source. You'll never ever get in alignment without being connected to source. And it's really unfortunate that we have all these people that have taken the jab and have lost what I called your God spark. And they have lost their God spark. And what a wonderful way to do your part to help bring these people back their connection to source, God, whatever we, Goddess, whatever we may want to call it. But um, I feel that we're all light warriors watching this. You are here for a reason. You came to Earth for a reason, and it's our job. It's our job to help each other. It's our job to take care of these people. And we may have given up on them and said they're sheeple and they're this or they're that. But I'm sure you have members of your family that you would like to reconnect to or at least help. Um, it obviously you're not going to send everybody that little device, but or maybe you will, but you can at least emit frequency to them with this. You can emit frequency to a building with this, emit frequency to your car. Everything's alive, right? So I love it for all of those reasons. And I'm going to tell you the way that I know this has helped me is I am so aligned on my life path right now and my life purpose. And this has literally honed me in on that path and and gotten me aligned. And I'm not saying that I didn't try to do that myself, and I did. I went to energy healers and I went to shamans and I still love those people. I am saying nothing against them. I just think that at this point in time where we are in life, and I believe this is Atlantean, that we need that extra help. We need that connection. We need that connection to the quantum. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, they're definitely the counter to this type of thing is there's plenty of devices and things that are trying to countermine this very effort. So, but even from a just a real clinical look, there's a lot of snake oil out there. I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to health products, and with the background in my energy work, I was really curious about the Healy. And what I'm finding with this scan, because that to me was really where I'm going to see if this device is honing in, because I already have my own scan, my own work, to tell me exactly what's going on in my body. And I was thrilled because the scan from the Healy addressed the very same things that I'm finding in my work. So
oh, so
to me,
it
that
confirmed
legitimizes
more
the
of it.
device completely. Yeah, yeah. Now, as far as the effect that I've noticed in the short time I've had, I'm still evaluating this thing, but it, the two are working really well together. They're working really well together. I think it's I'm noticing results on a slightly different level than the physiological level that I immediately notice when I do the energy work. But
So, what you're talking about right now is probably the connection to spirit, to communicate to your body, and let the body do what it needs to do. But I just said, even with meditation,
mhm,
even with all the things that you do for your energy, it's amazing that it's even better, right?
mhm.
It's even better with um, some help.
Yeah. Well, it's not just, I mean, you can fix something in your physiology that will affect your outlook. If you've got a herniated ileocecal valve or something like that, you're getting toxin buildup, and that's gonna destroy your mood, give you a headache, whatever it might be. But with the Healy, I've noticed there's sort of a more outward representation of what's going on within. I'm starting to see results outside of me that I think were initiated with my interaction with the
What do
Healy.
you mean by outside of you? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, we create our reality in many many ways, and I mean, without getting too detailed, I'm starting to see my reality respond to the balance that I'm creating within in a kind of a really direct way, and I haven't whether it's been meditation or whether it's been my energy work or nutrition or any other component, I haven't really noticed it as directly. It's very interesting, and again, it's early in the game for me to be making any big statements, but it's definitely noticeable, and it's impressive.
I think what he means is there are things in our lives that are starting to align. I mean, we both have been we don't really want to work for the man. We started this show out of reluctance. But there's a lot of beautiful things starting to come into our lives that, God, I wish we started this show sooner in some ways, but it's really cool to see. I mean, I've noticed a shift in Scott with things manifesting, and because we've had a lot of stress and frustration and anxiety at times in our lives, trying to, like, what can we do? And I mean, yeah, the show's been a big part of it, but the people that we're meeting and the impact, and it's been nothing other than miraculous for both of us. And I mean, we're both learning so much each day and having conversations like this. And I mean, it's just, and that's part of what I see.
Well, we're constantly, we have a toroidal field, and we're constantly putting out our unique energetic signature. And that very much has everything to do with how we're interpreted by everyone else with their
absolutely.
And yep. And when you come into alignment, your field is gonna react differently with the things around you. And if you're clearing up issues, you're clearing up issues in your life, right?
Absolutely.
So absolutely. That's kind of what I've noticed. This is more noticeable
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because I think that's the essence of really what this is about. And I definitely hear people say that. And it's probably done the same thing for me. I don't know, but I do notice that even when I'm, confronting something that's difficult and could be potentially really frustrating. I run a program on the MagHealy, and I'm just fine. I really am, like, I'm calmer. I sleep better. I'm more focused. And I do feel like it cleared up some karmic stuff for me that was lingering in there. And I feel lighter. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I definitely feel lighter after using it. And I've been using it for a year now. And the MagHealy, for the environment in the places where I know people put it, there is a complete shift in the energy. You can't mistake it. And you were talking about how each of your cells is different, and it has a different frequency and so on and so forth. And my concern in some of these technologies, well, they seem to be working really well on one level. On another level, people are not, I mean, there are lots of claims of getting healed in certain ways and so on and so forth, or pain going away. And I mean, truth be told, I did have jaw pain forever and ever, and it did go away with this, but and it's FDA cleared for pain, which is all they can ever wrap their heads around. But I don't talk about it in that sense. I don't talk about it in that sense, even though it can do all that stuff. And I would never claim that it could heal or cure anything, because it can't. It's your body doing it. It's not this device doing it. And I get really frustrated when I hear the conversation, and people are talking, it healed this and it did that, and not our MagHealy, but other products. And I'm not gonna promote it that way. This is like the Rolls Royce of frequency. It really is. And it's not like other stuff.
Well, you wouldn't put a thermometer in your mouth and it'll tell you that what your temperature is, and then you attribute your body temperature to the thermometer. I mean, that would be silly. And I think that's the point you're making with the Healy. It a diagnostic, and it generates frequency, but your body is what puts all that together and creates that harmony.
Right. And it's doing that because it's the Healy is adapting to the body. And you talked about just it's your own personal energy signature, like a fingerprint.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I going to use something that has static frequencies, one size fits all for somebody, or just operates in the low range or just in the high range? I like this because it's doing exactly what my body is indicating it needs frequency wise. And so it's just pulling in through the Healy. Healy is the conduit. It's just the conduit. That's it. And you need that patented quantum sensor in there. It's the only one that has it. So that you can pull in those frequencies properly, and get them at varying stages. And the other thing, hold on one second, I'll just grab this. It fell on the floor. So what I like is there are two ways to use this. Now, when you hook it up to microcurrent, it comes with these wristbands, or you can use an electrode in a pointed area where you have discomfort or you want to place it. So it hooks in and it goes on here, and then it hooks into the Healy. Okay. Now, when I do that, I'm running microcurrent through my body. Now, you might think of a Thames unit, but the Thames unit is like just touching you like that. This Healy, when you are using it, increases ATP, which is the energy that runs through our cells. It's in every animal too, plant. So it is the life force. It feeds our soul, so to speak. So it increases that by 700%. It increases protein synthesis by 70%, and it increases amino acid production by 40%. So every single time you run this, that's what you do. I do not recommend running frequency in somebody that has a pacemaker or heart issues, AFib, whatever it may be. Please do not do that. But the nice part is you have a way to run the frequency programs without being concerned about the microcurrent going through. And I'm trying to get this off here because I shoved it on there. Hold on one second. See if I can get it off. I need my, okay. So this is called a coil. And this hooks right into the back here like that. This allows you to run the frequency programs without the microcurrent. Still going to be extremely beneficial, has all of the accolades that we were talking about without doing that to your heart. Okay. So I want to be very clear on that. When you run microcurrent, you can only run 3 programs a day and you have to space them out. You can do 15 programs on this. So you could be going about your day, go, up, up. I just want to run this program, and it's attached to you, no wristbands, no electrodes, and you just go on your merry way. Let's say you were out and you encountered somebody who was not so nice or had really bad energy. You can run a program and maybe change that person's day, and certainly change your day. So I do like it for that reason as well. And then the Mag-Healy is portable as well, but you can pack it in you can carry it in your backpack or whatever, and then put it out in your hotel room or at your mom's house. Let's say that you've got family that have been jabbed and boosted or whatever, and you just happen to go to their house and You just put that thing out and they don't know what it is and just say, oh, it's just purifying the air. Okay. And put it into that environment. It would be very interesting to see how things change. Right.
What about like
So,
to the local bar or shopping, or I mean, because it's everywhere. So
right. It is everywhere.
It
So,
changed
oh,
Thanksgiving dinner pretty effectively, I think, probably.
you know what? I wish I had mine at Thanksgiving dinner. I didn't even get to go to my family's because they wanted me to get tested. But anyway, um, you you have an advantage with this too because if you're using it and you're in your household, and let's say you don't have Mag-Healy, um, because you are changing, it starts creating change with the people that are around you, just like you said. People notice it. So um, you get that. You can send vibration. There are two programs. One's frequency, one's vibration. And with the vibration program, you can send vibration to someone across the country.
oh, that's really cool.
You could send it to the tree outside. You could send it, I can send it to my building, right, my warehouse right now. I could send it there.
So
So
so if it does the reading, and these are the whether 4 or 5 things that I need, does it then automatically emit those, or how does that?
it actually gives you some choices.
Okay.
So at that point, if you are resonating, and I always say this has to do with what you're resonating with here intuitively, you can run vibration with all those programs and you can choose how long you want to run that vibration. So you can run it for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 26 minutes, 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, whatever you'd like to do. Then you can actually start delving down and getting to the nitty gritty of really what it's seeing specifically. So it gives you the headings. That's what it gives you the percentages of. So then you can go to each of the programs that it picked for you. Anything over 50% is of importance. If it's below 50%, it's probably not that important.
Okay.
What I normally do is I'll delve down. Let's say the program is bioenergetic harmony. And I could just use what happened with you, Scott. And so yours was, let's see, your first one that you ran said it was the gold program that was the highest percentage. And as we delved down, it went into release, which is basically the gold program is where we have everybody start because it really allows you to connect to your Healy. And it's also working to get you in alignment so that your body is very accurately telling Healy what's going on. So pure is detoxifying you, your cells, energy, relax, balance. It also came up for you something the program called Deep Cycle Age, and you were actually higher in something called renewal, and it was renewal, pure energy, digest all, pure calm, and breath of life. And as we were talking through all of that, I said, I think you have some undigested stuff in your body. And you're like, well, I eat pretty clean, but I was experiencing such and such. So you'll get good at seeing what it's picking up. And you're like, wow, how did it even know that? Right. And it's because it truly is telling you what's going on in your body. So it is extremely accurate, and it may pick up on something that you didn't even know was going on. But as you think about it, let's say you got pain in your lower back. Pain in your lower back, and the Healy says it's something, I don't know, let's say it's your mental acuity. It's your it might come up with, I don't know, chakra. It may come up with, something like that. And you're like, why did it come up with that? Well, it came up with that because of the fact that it's looking at you those four ways: physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So it's literally pulling in the depth of and the source of what is really going on that you physically cannot figure out and may not be aware of.
Well, it's interesting because, and that's really what I had hoped out of this device, because with my energy work, these issues that you have are layered. So if you know you have pain in your lower back, for instance, and you just go to treat that issue, well, your body can't correct that until these issues are taken care of, whatever they might be. So you really have to do them in order before you can be effective with this thing that you're feeling, the symptoms of or whatnot. And that's always been kind of frustrating because, if you don't, then you just kind of have to repeat until you get it right. And it sure looks to me that the Healy's automatically doing all of that. And so
Yeah.
before it recommended a program for my eyes or something like that, I think it was, first these other things had to be addressed that I didn't
Yep.
that I didn't notice were an issue, because we don't notice those things are an issue.
That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
wouldn't even notice it, but this does.
Yeah.
And so once you doing these things in order,
Mhm.
just like you talked about, I
Yeah.
have to do this before I do this. I have to do this before I do this. So it becomes a way of life. It becomes something, it really does. It I right, wrong, or indifferent, I feel like I am not going to get energy work the same way I was. I do it now just for total body. Just because I like having that modality too, but I really don't even think I need it now, quite frankly. I really don't need shaman. I I I don't need any of those things right now, but again, I've been using it for a year. But there have been reports and stories of people, their autistic kids, you know, actually saying I love you and doing their, going to bed on time, there are stories of somebody who had Lyme disease and fibromyalgia and couldn't walk, and now they're walking again. Um, a new release on life for them. And again, it's because it's able to get to the spirit, to the spiritual realm. Autistic kids, I honestly believe, operate at much different frequencies than we do. So I think the reason that was able to do anything with the autistic child that the mother reviewed on is because it was able to bring both of them together at the frequency level to communicate. So I just find it really unique and interesting, and I want to keep testing it in different ways just to see. But I think it has the potential, and I do believe in combination with the probiotics because, of course, I have that in my life also. So it's actually helping the probiotics do a better job to thrive and to do the things that they need to do to assist your body in doing it, the things that your body needs to do. So it's a win-win. And that's why I try to take products that work in tandem with each other that create the entire umbrella. And so there'll be something, more stuff that I bring on, other health products to let you know about, make you aware of that are beneficial for you. And again, this is from my heart, and it's for my great love of people, pets, and the planet. And I repeat that over and over again because I wake up every day and that is my goal and that's how I feel. And so whether you decide you want to take the plunge into this or not, it's completely up to you. Um, there are a couple of programs that are available from Healy right now. The first one is that Mag-Healy that we were talking about. And by the way, we have a landing page for you to go to so you can learn more than what I'm talking about right now. And the Mag-Healy, if you purchase one of those, you get a free one of these. Now there are different editions, but um, I usually encourage people to get the one that has all of the programs on it, which is the professional. That's 40% off right now. So if you decide just to go in that direction, it's available for you at a great discount. But my feeling is if you have the opportunity to get the Mag-Healy and get one of these for free, and by the way, the normal cost of what you get for free is the Resonance Plus, which is one down from the one that has all the programs, the professional. The professional is normally 4,000 something. It's 40% of that, maybe 60. I can't remember, but it's at a great discount. This normally sells for $2,528. So you're getting one of these for free when you buy the Mag-Healy. So that's pretty amazing. That's why we rushed to get this on this program, because if you do, or if you are interested and you did want to take advantage, we didn't want you to miss it. If you don't and you are not ready, it's okay. We have a form on there that you can fill out and so forth. But if you want to take advantage of this, I think the program's running through March 1st. So there's not a lot of time.
Right. And that's a screaming deal. I gotta
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Yeah, our guests are getting a bit familiar with Heather, but this started as a joke. I just thought, oh, if it can pick up on things that aren't there, I thought, wouldn't that be great for in the dating world? But at the same time, if you're running this on yourself and your girlfriend or boyfriend is running it on them, then actually that's not a joke. Because if there's things that we don't know about in the ether that are going on with us and with our significant other, then that's really not a joke. I mean, that's not a joke. There's things that we just don't know that we don't know, and that's what I'm kind of getting at. This is pretty cool.
And it's not necessarily like a big woo thing. I mean, like the example I came up with before, a herniated ileocecal valve. That's just where your large intestine and small intestine meet, and it's a little bit of a design flaw, really, because, well, I'm saying
that's funny.
Because you get this.
I'm glad you're defining this because I spent 20 years in medical devices and I did not know what that was.
Well, you get this valve becomes herniated, and then it's where leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Originates typically, and
LGS.
It's a widespread problem. But then you little bits of food end up getting into your bloodstream, and your body sees that as a toxin, and you have an immune response and all kinds. It throws you completely out of whack. But headaches, it'll make you really cranky, give you a short temper, and you may not know anything about what's going on with your gut, but you know that you're cranky, you have a headache. And as far as your relationship dynamics, like Joe was just talking about, if you're cranky, well, you're not fun to be around. So
yeah, true. And what you were just talking about, I'm looking at the Digest All, and I thought there was another thing that came up for Digestion. I think it was on a scan that you did prior to us doing them together, but it could have a lot to do with that. And I'll put the plug in for the digestive water additive that's coming out, in a few weeks, because the spore probiotics really do make it through your gut, into your colon. And there are numerous studies that show how it's almost like they're encapsulated, so they're protected. And they have been shown to absolutely help with leaky gut, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, SIBO, all sorts of things. And so gastritis and just malaise. I mean, upset stomach. So I'm excited to come out with that product, and then in combination with the Healy, you know, and that's why I'm really happy to have it, because there have been times where, you know, for whatever reason, I mean, maybe it's the water we drink. Our water is so contaminated as much as I filter it, you know, I don't know. When I go out, I might sip on some water, not get bottled water, and I find myself with a little bit upset stomach, right? Maybe they didn't clean the silverware, maybe they didn't clean the counter where the food was prepared well enough in a restaurant. Um, you know, it's all sorts of things. It's people around that are shedding right now.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's a whole bunch of things. It's the EMFs, it's the chemtrails, it's, you know, we have to deal with so much stuff. Um, this is like my little safety blanket. I mean, I mean, I can't think of any other way to call it, because it's like I know if there's something going on that I can feel, there's a program for it. There's something in here for me for that.
Yeah, I mean, our bodies are, they're miraculous. I mean, you know, they can produce most any drug that, you know, any pharmaceutical drug, anything, we can synthesize that on
Yep.
board. We can heal just about anything. It's really amazing just how powerful the healing properties of the body are. But it's the disruptions that have to be dealt with in order to facilitate that healing, one way or another, whether it's a Healy or energy work or, you know.
I think it could go. In fact, I know it's gone beyond, because the wife of our marketing guy was saying that she had long-standing discord with her sisters, and she happens to be more conservative than they are, and they got jabbed, and just really kind of separated them, which has happened in a lot of families, including my own. And she said there's been a complete paradigm shift, and she had so much weight on her, so many psychological things from things that happened in the past. And she said it's changed things with my sisters. We're getting closer again.
Wow.
And
That's
and I was like, wow, that's great feedback.
so
Um,
even in platonic relationships, which we
Yeah.
since that is, we're just buddies, but it would be nice to have one of those, the Mag-Healy here, because, you know, I mean, this is a small space, and if I'm in a shitty mood or Scott's in a shitty mood, it does affect each other. So that's pretty cool to hear.
I've heard all about that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and
But
it's expensive, so you know, either way, right?
Yeah, well, we're both Italian. We get a little heated at
I
times.
know I got to talk with the hands.
Yeah. He's
But
better
anyway,
controlling his.
I think you know, we probably said everything we need to say right now. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I got this information out to people. Um, click on the link, read more about it. If it resonates with you right now, great. If it doesn't, like I said, it's okay. So just whatever's right for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm certainly intrigued.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
we'll put links below. Is there anything else that they need to know as far as links or where to go or any of that, or we're set?
Nope, it's all in the landing page. It's really clear. I
Okay.
think the only other thing that will be separate from that link is just a reminder about the code for the 20% off on the probiotics, because we're
Yeah,
not going to have
I'll
that
put
much
that in this
longer.
interview too. Actually,
Ah,
what I'll do is I'll put a link. I'll put a link to that interview in this interview so people don't have to look
oh,
for it.
perfect.
There we
There it
go.
is, right there.
So, all right. Well, thank you so
All
much.
right.
We
Thanks,
appreciate you.
guys.
Always a
Thank you so
pleasure.
much. And thank you all. And really grateful.
Thank
So thank you.
We are too. Appreciate it.